take the integral of e to the x, it should just be e to the x, right? And please, Alex, don't forget plus c at the end of every integral. We can't lose marks. Exam is next week. Why did I sign up for this? Should I still even do engineering? I don't even know. Why did I sign up to this? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
This doesn't make any sense. We have all felt this frustration before. I know I did when I studied my electrical engineering degree. But I made a few key changes to the way I studied and the way I thought about maths, which fundamentally changed everything for me. I went from really struggling to actually enjoying my degree. And in this video, I want to tell you how I did it. How I went from really struggling to enjoying, being happy and thriving throughout my degree. Hello, I'm Alex. I'm a graduate of electrical engineering. Recently finished like 1 year ago. I studied in the UK. I got a first class degree. Throughout that time, I managed to get internships in hardware, software and AI engineering. And now I work full time as a software engineer. Let's get into this video. So before we go really deep in, I first need to clarify a few things around the structure of maths in academia. There are three main elements to it. There's your lectures, your self-study, and your exams. This is very important for you to know because each one of these things have their own strategy around it. In this video, I'll tell you exactly what you should kind of change, what you should do in each one of these sections to overall give you the best performance and ultimately the confidence and the happiness you need to enjoy your life. Let's get into lecture part. First of all, go to your lectures, obviously. Okay, I don't think I need to repeat myself. But what is not obvious is what to do in those lectures. Some people just sit there, their head is down, and they're not even looking, they're just writing notes. This is not productive. The most productive thing you can do in your lectures is to arrive, be present, and now the key part is to ask. I've got a question. Why are you shifting by -3? I challenge you to go to every single one of your lectures and ask one question in each. Why? When you ask a question, it forces you to be present. If you can ask a question, you have some sort of understanding what's going on. The worst thing that can happen is you're so discombobulated that you can't even formulate a question. Next, it's a really good way to give yourself a bit of exposure therapy. You're speaking in public. All the attention goes on you. Everybody's looking. And guess what? Not everyone even has the confidence to ask a question in a lecture hall. There is a small chance you might look stupid. That's just part of it. And it's great exposure therapy because in the real world, you're going to have to speak to people in big places all the time, conferences. And this is just a good warm-up, guys. Yeah, it's good exposure therapy. Do it. Another thing is that you may think it's an obvious question, but it's not. It is not obvious. There is a reason why you're students and there's a teacher. I am so sure that the problem you're facing, you're not understanding, is a similar problem to someone else. I found that when I've asked questions follow up with that because someone has the confidence now to speak up because I'm in that now domain of questioning and someone comes. So ask those questions because you're going to help your fellow course mates as well. And I think it's just a good deed. And now the final reminder, people forget about this, but those teachers are not volunteering. They're getting paid. It's their job. It's their job to answer your questions, guys. Yeah, this is not volunteering. I think people forget this. Bombard your teacher with questions. This is their job. Next one is self-study. This is the hard part. This is the 80-20. This is the 80 of the 20 principle. If you don't do this stage, everything I say is useless. There's one key element to it. It is hard work. You can't get away doing this with like 20 or 30% of effort. You have to put everything you have in. You have to really lock in, head down, silence, turn your phone off. Yeah? Don't do this with friends, okay? This is not a psychology tutorial. This is not psychology. This isn't a business module. This is maths. This is hard. This is pure problem solving. This is not something to be done with interaction of human beings at this stage. Obviously, you can go chat to your friends about problems you've had once you've actually worked on this for a very long time. But right now, silence. closed room. You get me? No friends. Phone off. And I've had to figure this out by myself over many years. So please don't think that you're some supernatural being and you can just, the mathematics just irradiates into your brain cells via osmosis or something, yeah? No one is born good at maths. Everyone has to put the hard work in. That's it. Now, in terms of some things to think about when you're studying maths, and some reassurance as well, you are not a mathematician, you're not a mathematics student, you are an engineer, an engineering student. Stop worrying about the derivations and the proofs. That's their job, not ours. For us, maths is a tool. We use it to create real things. We do not care about derivations and proofs. That's why we're studying an engineering degree. And I'm here to remind you of that. And it is okay to look at the principles, the proofs of how differentiation or integration became a thing. It's okay to not understand this, okay? You need to understand how to use it to build stuff, make stuff, because it's gonna happen. This is just some reassurance for you. You don't need to understand everything in maths. Maths is extremely deep. You can have a PhD in maths and still feel completely discombobulated. And if you want more information about my exact protocol that I used to study maths and get me from being a very mid student to like a really good student, let me know. It's a very tight neuroscientific protocol that I took from scientists like Andrew Huberman, and I kind of molded it for my own self, which really, really worked for me and got me really, really good grades. So let me know if you want to hear about that. I could make a separate video on my exact study protocol for maths and my other subjects. The final part is exam. People, when they think of exams, they think stress, they think anxiety, they start doing all crazy sorts of stuff. They stop eating, they stop sleeping, yeah? Silliness, foolishness, terrible ideas, okay? For your exam, live your life like you normally live your life. If you're putting the hard work in, you don't need to create some sort of drastic changes in your life. Day before the exam, relax, go to the gym, speak to your friends, eat some nice food, go to sleep at a reasonable time. Don't give yourself more stress than you need to. The test itself, when you sit down in an exam, is going to be stressful, okay? You don't need to have more stress. Now, the way to think about this is that this is time to prove to yourself that you put the work in. This is a reward. This is a payment for the hard work you've made. Forget about the actual number you get on the exam. Obviously, it's important for administrative reasons. Beyond that, think of this as a challenge for yourself, right? You put the hard work in. Now it's time to prove to myself, to yourself, that you figured out maths. Like, you can do this. Now, in terms of some actionable things you can do before your exams, do a few past papers. That's the best thing you can do actionably to prepare. If you've done all your tutorial problems, this is just a matter of honing your speed and your pretty much just your exam technique. If you do 4 or 5 past papers, you're going to be absolutely fine before your exam. But if you've put the hard work in, trust yourself that the knowledge is in the brain, and when you sit down, you're going to smash it. And why am I telling you all those things, right? Why am I telling you all those things? To become a good engineer, you have to be decent at maths. What I found is when my maths grades went up, the engineering stuff went up later. There is a confidence you get from getting good at maths, which goes and rolls over like a domino effect to all your other modules, all your other subjects. It's very profound. It provides you a lot of confidence. And when you go to those hard engineering subjects like electromagnetism or control, you look at the maths and you're like, I understand this, but I don't understand like what's going on the physical level. But you understand it on the theoretical part, and that's what's very important. Because why do people struggle with engineering so much? Because before they can even figure out why things are happening, they don't even understand the maths behind it. Okay, there's a few steps to it, and that's what's very important. Once you've conquered the maths, you can actually focus on the engineering. And that's what makes you enjoy it. You can finally enjoy the engineering, your problem solving in an ingenious manner. When you go to those engineering lectures with the confidence, you're way more likely to succeed just because you've got some good grades and you're happy about them. You figured out the maths, and now you can just solely focus on the engineering problems at hand. And that's what made me enjoy my engineering degree. And I'm sure that it will definitely be the same for you. Okay, that's everything from me. If you found any value in this video, let me know by writing something in the comment section. Give me a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. My brother told me to say that. And yeah, like, love, thank you very much for all the love. And I'll be making another video. Boom.